Uh-oh. Ooh. I'm gonna leave it a little while. But I might be back for you.
It's unmuted right now.
Hey, hey, Neef,
Yeah.
can you pull up the episode on your phone? I think we're live. I'm trying to pull it up on my end also.
Yep.
Okay, we're live. Okay, good enough. Cool.
And I'm the only one watching.
Yeah, I can't even. I don't know how you got to it.
Not showing up on your phone.
It's on the right channel, right?
Yep. Reddit rabbit hole.
Yeah, when I look for it, it's not here. That's weird. Okay, well, I guess it doesn't matter. Hey, can you text me a link to it? Can you pull it up on your phone? Oh, you can wait till you don't. Okay. You got it? Can you share that link to me? When I go to my videos, it's not coming up.
Did you?
Oh, I've got it. Never mind. Okay. I was looking in videos, but it's live. That makes sense.
You played yourself.
Well, welcome, Alice, to which book club is this? This is the 40th book club? Let me see. I think that's right. Oh, this is actually the 41st book club. So this is the 41st consecutive month that we've read a book. And that's awesome. I don't read outside of this. So it's been very useful to me to expand my horizons because we've almost entirely taken recommendations all this time. I very rarely will pick what we read. And if I did, we would read like Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings or something like that every single month. So I appreciate all the suggestions y'all have sent in.
That's right.
And tonight we are actually talking about A Midsummer Night's Dream by this guy called William Shakespeare. I think that's his name. And this was recommended by Miss Claudia Ann Knight, who is here joining us this evening. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, absolutely. You can catch Black and Blue. What's the best way to get this?
You can go to authorhouse.com, but it's also on barnesandnobles.com and amazon.com.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, if you'll send me those links, I'll put them up in the video description at some point. You can do that.
Okay.
But thanks for being here. I think this will be a good one to talk about because I mean, well, first of all, we never done any Shakespeare before. Um, what whenever we talked about it, what made you think of this book as like a topic of discussion over anything else?
Well, I am not necessarily a huge Shakespeare fan just because I don't necessarily understand everything that Shakespeare is saying, but um, I am a fan of Christopher Moore, who wrote Shakespeare for Squirrels. And as I started reading that book, I realized there was lots of references to A Midsummer's Night Dream. And I was like, well, at this point, I feel like I need to stop reading this and read A Midsummer's Night Dream so I can understand everything that's going on with the other book.
I gotcha. I remember now. We talked about that too. So yeah, we should do that one at some point also. Especially now that I've read Midsummer Night's Dream. That'll be cool.
Yeah. And yeah, I did feel like it was helpful because like I didn't know a lot of the character names in the other book because they're referenced in the Midsummer's Night Dream.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite character from Midsummer Night's Dream?
From a Midsummer's Night Dream, I tend to like Puck the best because he's more about being mischievous, and I like mischievous characters. Like,
Yeah, they're fun. Puck's cool. I like Titania or Titania quite a bit.
yeah, I'm not sure how to pronounce her name either.
I've heard it both ways.
Yeah, she's interesting,
Yeah,
but the whole cast is just really interesting.
yeah. It's a lot of. Do you have a favorite character, David?
Bottom.
Bottom.
Just
Yeah,
because he's the funny.
he is funny.
Yeah, yeah,
But like in he's pathetic kind of way, you know?
Yeah, yeah. He's kind of the butt of a lot of the fairies jokes. Um, and also just in general, he was kind of just he. There's a reason he got clowned on by Puck. It's
Yeah.
because he was acting like an ass.
Yeah.
So he made him look like one. Um, yeah, I like Titania and I like Bottom a lot also and Puck. I Puck is the most like drives the plot character, right? He's the one who actually sets everything in motion.
yeah. I tried to read it through like the original Shakespeare for well, the book I have, like on one side it has the original Shakespeare, and then on the other side it kind of broke it down for us in modern English. I've been I tried to do it the Shakespeare way, and like I wasn't catching on to some of the jokes and stuff as well with that, and then going back and reading the American modern English is like, oh, okay, now I get it.
Yeah, we watched the 1968 film as well, which was really trippy. It was like they did a lot of really cool things with camera cuts. Like fairies would just pop in and out of existence. If you're watching this and you read Midsummer Night's Dream, I think you should check that as well. We just found it. I think it was on Pluto
I think so.
streaming service.
There's gotta be ways to get to it.
Yeah, it was cool.
But it felt like a dream.
It did feel like a dream. I liked one of the things I liked about it is while I believe the story takes place in Rome, in the film adaptation, there were like modern day houses
Yeah.
all around, and it's like
They were just like in some British
Yeah.
European area.
which was actually funny.
Mhm.
I've seen other people do like they take a Shakespeare movie and like put it in modern setting, but like they're still talking in the old Shakespearean language. Like there's the one Romeo and Juliet had a Leo DiCaprio in it, and oh gosh, I forgot the girl's name, Claire Danes. It was just
Oh
kind
yeah,
of like,
yeah, I've seen that.
They kept saying like, oh, I'm gonna draw my sword or something like that, but they're pulling out guns, you know.
Yeah, Yeah, that's a fun one. That's a Baz Luhrmann movie. He did one of my favorite shows, The Get Down, on Netflix. But he directed that Romeo and Juliet.
Very musical.
Yeah,
Very musical guy.
it's got like he did the Great Gatsby also, and it had like modern music,
Music,
like
yeah,
Black Eyed
yeah.
Peas.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
even Romeo and Juliet was kind of like a modern. Elisa's version was like a modern retelling.
Yeah. Um, so one of the I was watching a what'd you call
I
it?
guess.
Oh, newcomers have joined the party. What's up, Liz? They're still getting set up.
Yep.
Um,
Hello.
hey,
Hey.
there's Hiatt. What's up, guys?
How's it going?
Going good.
Good.
You came just in time. We just got started.
Oh,
Okay,
sweet.
cool.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, we were.
No worries. I actually forgot to send y'all a link till just now, so I was like trying to talk and send links out. I had to send a couple more too, so we might have some more pop
Cool.
in. But Hyde and Liz of Cassette Stress join us once again. Y'all got anything coming up?
Oh yeah. So we're excited about getting back on the road on Friday, doing a couple of dates out of town. We're going to Lexington and Dayton this upcoming weekend. We have some more Nashville dates in August and some other things in September and forward, but those are the next ones we're doing. So it'll be yeah, Lexington Friday and Dayton on Saturday.
Nice. Well, thanks for joining, and look forward to seeing y'all next time you're in town. I've got August 28th with Karma Vulture. That'll be a good show.
Who else is on that?
That'll be a fun one. We
Is
also have,
Sestra, Karma Vulture. Oh, that's gonna be a good one.
yeah.
yeah, that'll be a hit. We're also playing with Altaloon and a band from Pittsburgh that we met called Hemlock for Socrates, who's really cool. So that'll be also fun. That's on Friday the 15th of August at Indy Luna.
Nice. Yeah, that's above that pizza place, I think.
Yeah. I haven't been
Cool.
there yet.
That'll be cool. Well, hell yeah. Thanks for coming, guys. We were just talking about favorite characters. I said Titania, he said Bottom, and Claudia said Puck.
Yeah.
Y'all have a favorite character?
Yeah, Puck is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a big Puck group. Yeah, I mean, we were just talking about, he kind of is the character that does everything pretty much. Everyone else is a reaction to what Puck does.
Yeah. Yeah, he's kind of the I was reading there's some other novel with a lot of it was set in like North Texas, I think, in like the hill country, and it was kind of like crossover between the human world and the fairy world, but they had a Puck type character, kind of like the coyote character in a lot of sort of American Native American folk stories.
Yeah.
The sort of troublemaker who's, you never can tell what they're up to.
Yeah. So one of my big takeaways from this book, or I guess this play that I read, is that it's like an archetypal story. When I think of Lysander and Helena, it's like that conundrum you can relate. I just start thinking about people who I've seen in like similar situations. It's an archetypal story. You can like think of scenarios of people who've kind of like fallen into those kind of patterns. And I think a good story, a timeless story, it has a lot of familiarity as well as its like own unique. There's got to be a blend of familiar and new, right? I think that's the key to a lot of good stories. you can start relating it back to other examples of that. And another thing we were just talking about earlier is this came out at the same time as, or the same year as Romeo and Juliet, which I didn't put this together until we were talking about it earlier, but those two are kind of the same story with different endings. So one is like very dramatic and that's a tragedy. So that goes one direction and love is really serious. And then the other one is like,
And there's like consequences and people that actually die, and
yeah.
it's like the whole about fate and
So
destiny.
so they're almost like companion pieces to each other a little bit.
Mhm.
Well, and two, that they're referencing that story of Pyramus and Thisbe in this, where that is kind of like the tragic ending love story where one thinks the other one's dead and then they kill
Yeah.
themselves. So it's kind of like he's kind of put, that it's almost like a reference, it's already the play within the play, but then he's almost got a reference to whatever, the other thing that's either preceded or came out afterwards.
Yeah, but
In
it
a
still
way.
works like as a satire of his own work in a way. Like
Yeah.
stay within the play.
Yeah. It is very meta, right? Because then at the end, Puck does that soliloquy where like he looks out at the audience and it's like that's not the only time that it does something like that, where there's the meta part, like play within a play, and then he just breaks the fourth wall in case there was like
Any
hint of like trying to be realistic at that point.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, all the players within the play, Bottom and everybody else, they have their whole breaking the fourth wall thing where they have their prologue where they don't want anyone to be scared and think it's actually a real lion in the room, which is funny, but it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
He's doing it there and then he's doing it at the end.
Yeah.
I always like how the king and like Lysander and all, they're like laughing at like Bottom and Snug and all of them, all the actors on the stage.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be so like archetypal, like a very common story, because I knew there was like fairies and stuff, but to me, all that kind of exists as a plot, like an explanation for why people do crazy things. It's kind of like the idea of a Cupid, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like that's actually very similar. That's kind of the same story. But people not the seemingly random or crazy actions of people are actually dictated by the gods. Actually, we see this in the Odyssey also. A lot of the times Athena will just take over people. And
it's very Greek in that way.
Yeah. So it's like the gods are to blame for like, or in this case, the fairies are to blame for like everything bad that happens. But what I got out of that is like it's trying to explain a thing that happens that actually does happen.
Yeah, because even when they do it, it's not like a big mastermind plot. It's like out of whim or chance or like them messing up or
they didn't even mean to. Yeah.
It's not like they're puppeteers like guiding everything.
Yeah. It just makes me wonder if like Shakespeare got inspiration from like a real life event, like a thing he saw between friends or something like that.
I would probably say so with the whole like love. What do you call it when you got four people? Not the I guess love square.
Yeah.
I would imagine that part. Now it's like as far as like all the Greek, mythology and plays. I mean, obviously that's where he drew his inspiration. That's how he grew up learning how to write that kind of stuff. But
yeah, that's a good point. I mean, yeah, because they were Greek plays as well, right? Like playwrights go back a long time. It's like, I
yeah,
guess one
yeah,
of the
like
favorites.
Oedipus and
Yeah.
Electra and all that. I mean, that would have been what he would grown up and learn how to write and do. So
It's funny to think about Shakespeare being like the new thing, you know? Like he's doing, like he's the, like that just happened. That's a,
This time period.
yeah, because it's such a, Shakespeare is, I think, is either number one or like number two bestseller in history, behind or before the Bible. I can't remember which one wins that out. But yeah, it's like up there with scripture, is like it's that fundamental to English and English literature.
Yeah.
I can believe that.
Yeah. So it's just funny to think of a time before Shakespeare in literature, where
And-
he's looking back at the oldies.
Yeah, the oldies. The Greeks.
Yeah. Time be going. Ever think about time? It was only just a dream.
Are they gonna study the Marvel movies like 100 years from now?
Yeah, they're gonna study the MCU as like, oh, brilliant, Joss Whedon, brilliant,
Brilliant.
brilliant mind of his
That's
time.
interesting. Well, what do y'all think from the last, like 100 years or so, people are still going to be reading 500 years from now?
I really like The Alchemist. That's my favorite book. That's not that old. That's the 80s, I think. I don't know if people still be reading it or not. I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe like Alice in Wonderland, Wizard of Oz. I mean, it's been 100 years for Wizard of Oz, 125, much longer for Alice in Wonderland. So
I mean,
I was gonna go with J.R.R. Tolkien and C.S. Lewis.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like a more modern version of that.
yeah,
They're pretty much gonna be permanent now.
yeah, maybe some Hemingway too.
Hmm.
I mean, all that stuff's already
Already
stood the
old,
test of
yeah.
time, Like yeah.
What about Game of Thrones?
I don't know. I love George R. R. Martin, but I mean, I don't think that series is ever gonna finish. So
You don't think it's ever gonna get that status?
yeah. I was we were talking earlier about I want to and I don't know why. I mean, maybe someone has done it. I'm just not aware of it. But like translate Shakespeare into like modern slang.
Oh yeah.
So it's like a like urban slang version of Shakespeare works would be really funny, I think.
I feel
It's
like
like-
that. I feel like that exists.
It's got to, right?
I'm pretty sure. Hold up.
That's got to be a thing. What is that? What does that sound?
Well, there were, I mean, kind of in a similar,
Okay.
yeah, there are a few. Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that just makes sense. There needs to be that.
Then there's like then there's the Baz Luhrmann,
Hmm.
and from when was that? The late 90s, where I mean they kept the language, but they put it in like a modern sort of quasi LA setting.
Yeah. There's we were just talking about that movie earlier. There's also Julie Taymor. She did The Tempest and Titus. Adapted both of those. Titus is really good. Tempest is weird. Titus is too. That
Yeah,
one has Anthony Hopkins in it. That one's really good.
Yeah, I've never seen that movie. I've seen The Tempest done as a play a couple of times, but it's been a while.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What was everyone's first Shakespeare they read?
Like first
Or seen, I guess.
Yeah.
First or favorite?
First and then favorite. How about that?
Oh. I think the first Shakespeare thing I saw was Hamlet. And that was when Mel Gibson did Hamlet. And I remember our teacher took us to the movie theater to watch that as a field trip.
Nice.
So I think that's the first like play I saw. And then I think my favorite Shakespeare play is Much Ado About Nothing because it's a lot more lighthearted. I think it's even more lighthearted than A Midsummer's Night Dream.
Yeah.
Well, it's got some darkness too. I mean, because well, Shakespeare, but overall, I like that one. And so, and it was Emma Thompson is in Denzel Washington that and a couple other people did a version of Much Ado About Nothing.
Yeah, with Michael Keaton's in that too.
Is he? Maybe so. I can't remember for sure.
That one's great. I've seen that. That one's really funny. Yeah.
For me, it was probably Romeo and Juliet first. Favorite is Macbeth.
The play.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about movie wise. I don't think I've ever seen a Macbeth movie, but definitely like play wise in terms of like the imagery and like everything that like happens. Like it's like one of the more bloodier ones too, and like it has like stuff like vengeance and all that.
Is it Macbeth or Hamlet where it's the ghost of his dad?
Macbeth.
It's Macbeth. Okay.
Ghost of the Dad, that would be Hamlet.
Oh, that is Hamlet?
Yeah.
Okay.
And in fact, Lion King is based off of Hamlet. So.
Yeah. That might be my favorite Shakespeare adaptation, actually, is Lion King.
Lion King?
Yeah.
That's your favorite. Oh.
There was an FX show, Sons of Anarchy, which is also Hamlet. Over like 7 seasons, it's in a biker gang. And it's like, obviously there's a lot of other things that happen, but that's also kind of the same archetype.
Yeah. Yeah, we watched most of that. I don't remember if I ever finished that.
I finished it.
Yeah.
I liked it. I thought it was, especially towards the end, actually.
I liked it too. I think Liz will sometimes just go off and be like, "No, I'm just gonna finish that show."
Yeah. I've been watching The Sopranos for the first time, and I love it. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what everyone says about it. But then I finally started watching. I'm like, oh shit,
they have a point.
Yeah. Sorry, were you gonna say something?
Oh no.
Okay. What's y'all's first and favorite Shakespeare's?
Right. I think Romeo and Juliet is both for me. And maybe it's just because I read it when I was young, but I really loved it. And I read it the year that the Baz Luhrmann movie came out. Sorry, I'm dating myself, but yeah, that, and so I think that I also just loved that movie at the time.
Yeah, I think Romeo and Juliet was the first one. Yeah, I don't know. Favorite, yeah, I guess either Hamlet or Romeo and Juliet, maybe.
I do like Much Ado About Nothing though a lot. That one's fun. I remember seeing that in the park here in Centennial Park. I don't know if they still do Shakespeare in the park, but they used to do it every summer. And they did Much Ado About Nothing, I think a couple of different years, and it was great.
Does anyone know if Oberon and Titania are original characters or if they're from Greek mythos?
I don't know.
I do not. I do feel like Thisbe and what I can't say the other name, are Greek.
Okay.
But I don't know about Titania and Oberon.
And Thisbe and the P name I can't remember either.
Pyramus, I think. That's my guess.
Those are characters that they're playing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
because Bottom is supposed to be the male lead, the Pyramus.
Yeah.
Okay, so the two of them, that's an ancient love story best known from Ovid's Metamorphoses about two young lovers in Babylon.
Oh, huh.
Okay.
So that's an old one.
I got
But
you.
at least from what I can tell, Oberon is just that's Shakespeare's. character.
Okay. Because yeah, these are Shakespeare's so old that like things get the same way he adapted things from Greek, people will have like cameos of those characters. We were talking about a book earlier about which has Bottom and other characters in it, but it's like a continuation or a sequel. Is that right?
Are you talking about the Christopher
Yeah.
Moore book? Well, it's almost like a different adaptation of the story.
Okay.
So I don't want to tell you too much.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's okay, but at the same time, kind of give you an idea. So like this, and I forgot the main character's name right off the top of my head, but he gets shipwrecked to wherever the Midsummer's Night Dream is taking place. And one difference from Christopher Moore's book, and sorry, Liz and Hiatt, the book I'm referencing is a Christopher Moore book, and it's called Shakespeare for Squirrels.
Oh, huh. I've never heard of that.
So I started reading that book and realized I had never read A Midsummer's Night Dream. And as I started reading Shakespeare for Squirrels, I realized I needed to go back and read Midsummer's Night Dream, so I understood what was happening in the other book. So, and then yeah, I ended up recommending this book to Alex, but like one of the differences, like the fairies, Cobweb, Peace Bottom, Mustard Seed, and I think there's one more. And in Shakespeare's version, they're all guys, or they at least reference them as being guys. Like I think he calls them sirs and stuff like that. But in Christopher Moore's book, only one of them is a guy. The others are female. Okay. I think Mustard Seed is the male. And so it's kind of an interesting take. And it ends differently from Shakespeare's version. So it's like this outside guy lands on this island, and he's kind of like wrapped up in what's happening in the Midsummer's Night Dream, but it also kind of takes a different turn on things. And I don't know what else to tell you without giving too much away. So
what I was using that as an example of how things from Shakespeare will show up in other stuff. Like there's this game I like called Persona. That's a JRPG series, and it has Titania and Oberon in it as like playable characters. But it's like my point there is like Shakespeare is so entrenched in culture the same way ancient Greek stuff was for him, and it's just funny to see that happen, where it's like, I mean, like it kind of gets back to how's that saying go? That's life imitates art and art imitates life.
Mm-hmm.
Like they cycle off of each other.
Mm-hmm.
There is a play that's fairly new. It's a musical. I'm trying to look up who wrote it. But the play is called Something Rotten. And I believe at least one of the authors of that play is from Tennessee. It's written by John O'Farrell and Carrie Kirkpatrick, and lyrics by Carrie and Wayne Kirkpatrick. It's funny. It's very strange, but it's funny. And they have some of the reoccurring characters in here too. Shakespeare is a character in the play.
Mm-hmm.
And he is kind of considered the rock star of the time. And there's the two Bottom brothers, Nick Bottom and his brother Nigel. And those are the two main characters of that story. And that particular story, there's all kinds of references and jokes made about either Elizabethan period, musicals in general, and references to all the Shakespeare plays he's done. And it's pretty funny. It's like basically the bottom brothers are trying to come up with the next big hit, and they just always have a hard time because William Shakespeare just writes the next big hit, you know. And so the oldest bottom brother goes to a seer, and you know, it's like, hey, what's the next big thing with plays? And he looks into the future and he said, oh, it's musicals. And I'm like, a musical? You know, what's a musical? And they're like, oh, you know, you have like some lines and then you break out in song and dance, you know. And then he goes, well, that's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. And he just starts breaking out into song right then and there.
Nice.
Just kind of give you an idea of like how it goes. But it's kind of funny that Nick Bottom is the main character in the story, and it's like because he's got that rivalry with William Shakespeare. So then it makes sense that he wrote Nick Bottom as an ass
Oh,
and
interesting.
A Midsummer's Night Dream, you know.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You know.
He had beef with someone.
Yeah, according to
and
this
he-
play, you know, and this play is relatively new. I don't know when it was written. But it's pretty new. I think it's still out in Broadway right now, I believe.
So what's
Huh.
that one?
Was trying to see when it's written. It premiered in 2015. So
Wow,
it's
pretty new.
you may want to check it out sometime. You know, it's kind of
Yeah.
an interesting take on Shakespeare and everything. But yeah, it's just fun because Shakespeare is like considered the rock star of his time, and like he comes out and everyone was like, you know, the girls are just like, oh, Shakespeare. You know,
Nice.
What was the name of the play?
something rotten.
Okay, yeah.
I was trying to find one of my favorite parts is the spell, like the way Puck says he does like an incantation when he poisons them. And I can't find it now. But
So when he gets Lysander,
yeah.
he does Lysander first, thinking that's
Yeah, it does I think he has a different one with Titania?
well. I thought Oberon got Titania,
Okay, yeah.
and that he sent Puck to go
Right.
find Demetrius, but he got him confused with Lysander.
Yeah. But he is this it? That's with Hermia. Yeah, Robin Goodfellow. I don't think this is what I was looking for, but in Act 3, Scene 2, after Hermia falls asleep, Robin Goodfellow says, on the ground, sleep sound, I'll apply to your eye, gentle lover remedy. And then he puts it on Lysander's eyes. Right. When thou wakest, thou takest true delight in the sight of thy former lady's eye, in the country proverb known that every man should take his own. In your waking shall be shown, Jack shall have Jill, naught shall go ill. The man shall have his mare again, and all shall be well. It's very like my friend Abby Grafton was pointing out to me that this is not actually meant to be read, right? It's meant to be seen. And there's like a melody to the way things are said. So it's a very different thing hearing it. And it's kind of sing-song. There's like a rhythm to it versus just reading it. And So watching the movie that we watched, I think really helped me to kind of understand what this even is as an art form
Yeah.
instead of just trying to read it.
It was
Yeah.
designed to be viewed that way.
Yeah, but I think Puck has some of the best lines. Was kind of my point. He's got the end. The very end is good too. He's got some of the best. It's not even prose because it rhymes, but some of the best poems, bars, spitting bars.
I mean, like the last couple of.
The last little bit.
Yeah,
If we shadows have offended, think but this and all is mended.
yeah, that one. You want to read that?
Okay, that you have but slumbered here while the visions did appear, and this weak and idle theme no more yielding but a dream. Gentles do reprehend, if you pardon we will mend. And as I am honest Puck, if we have unearned luck, now to escape the serpent's tongue, we will make amends ere long. Else the Puck a liar call. So good night unto you all. Give me your hands if we be friends, and Robin shall restore amends.
Yeah, that's so awesome. Because some of the dialogue, like when people are talking, I don't. Oh, that's what it is. I understand Puck more. I like it translates more to modern almost. To some of the like when things are being explained, almost is harder to understand than some of like the things Puck says, which are just like sing-songy and less. He's simple. He's not overly wordy like as a character. He's kind of just like it's childish, and that's
right.
Yeah. So I understand what he's saying a little bit better. But yeah, that last part's great, and that's when he's breaking the fourth wall and just talking to the audience, suggesting that none of this actually happened.
Yeah. Or if you're upset by it, didn't happen.
Yeah. Only if you didn't like that. Yeah. We were talking earlier about how I thought when we talked about tragedy and comedy, it had to do with irony. And then David was telling me that you have comedic irony and tragic irony, which is so comedy and tragedy doesn't have to do with irony, it has to do with outcome.
Yeah.
So that's where sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry, I interrupted. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I was just gonna say, so that's like the split here between Romeo and Juliet and Midsummer Night's Dream is the way things go.
Yeah.
What I thought of too is in Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, Jack Torrance drives a different car than he does in the book. So it's like in the Shining book, he's driving one certain type of car. And in the Shining, the movie, he's driving a different car. But the car that he's driving in the book is off the side of the road.
So
And he drives past it.
So he still made a reference.
So I think what he's saying is here's the point of deviation where this is no longer the same story. So like we were talking earlier about how Shakespeare is misleading the audience by establishing that what is her name? It's not Helena. What's the other girl?
Hermia.
Hermia is to marry Lysander.
No.
Yes.
Wait, is it Lysander?
It's Lysander. I get the two girls and the two guys confused. But
because that's what the father wants.
Yeah. So Hermia she's supposed to be wed to Lysander.
Demetrius.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah.
Sorry, she's supposed to be wed.
Hermia's father wants her to marry Demetrius, but she's in love with Lysander.
Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah. And her father tells her that if she doesn't marry Demetrius, she'll die. I think he's the one that tells her that.
Well, she had the choice of going to the becoming a nun or marry
Okay, yeah,
or die.
Or die.
yeah. So Shakespeare is misleading us, making us think that this is a tragedy.
Or like a Romeo Juliet thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, like Romeo and Juliet, and then just completely switches all of your expectations up because it's just like a goofy, everyone's fucking up, and everything's ironic and
And
funny.
you got Puck, you got
Yeah.
Bottom.
Yeah. So it's like a lot of comedy, but like it made you think it was going to go a different way than it does.
Yeah.
And that actually the dialogue in that first scene's like pretty heavy. And then
Mhm.
pretty much from there on, it's just completely off the rails.
Yeah.
He's subverting expectations. That's what I'm trying to say.
I noticed with Shakespeare, like even with his comedies, like he always adds that like dark element into it. You
Mhm.
know, like something like Romeo and Juliet, like you got that aspect in there where it's like, oh, there's some sort of level of betrayal or, you know, something along those lines. And but yeah, in the comedies at least he kind of turns it around.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were talking earlier about how we kind of conceptualize it now as drama and comedy instead of tragedy and comedy. So like outcome versus theme, kind of.
Or like the tone.
Or does outcome determine theme, maybe? But just the way you're gonna, I guess the way you're gonna feel walking away from it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, you were saying that some of Shakespeare's stuff might have been like they changed the ending, like flip it on people depending on the audience. So it's like it could go one way, and then it goes a different way, even if you know the play. It's kind of like Shakespeare stuff's a little bit versatile in that way, I guess.
So we can get double the
Yeah.
the viewer.
You show up one time and it's this, and you're expecting to go a certain way, and then that would be cool and dynamic. That reminds me of like some bands where like if you know the songs, they'll like flip it on you and do
Mm.
something different. Like play their most famous song and do it differently.
Switch it up.
There was somebody was telling. What were we talking about? Was it with y'all or somebody was telling me something about a movie that had been put together where it had been sent out to different theaters, and this was pretty recent. I can't remember if it was like a music related movie or something else. I'm just blanking on the details, but that there had been a bunch of different versions cut, and that they were sent out to different places, and you didn't know going in what the movie you were going to see was, and that people simultaneously were seeing a different movie with a
Oh,
different
that's
ending.
crazy.
Oh, I heard about this. I think I have, or at least a movie. Someone was telling me like it was a regional thing. Like
Mhm.
one area would see one ending, another area would see another ending, and so you could have like six different people see six different endings to the same movie.
Wow.
I don't remember what that movie is right off the top of my head.
Yeah, somebody was telling me
That's
about that.
I think it was Clue.
Oh, that'd be funny.
Tim Curry Clue.
Oh, like the newer version of it.
Like I think it was like the 1980s when it came out.
Oh, I've only ever seen that on VHS, so I don't. I
Uh,
didn't know it had more than one ending.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I remember watching it as a kid, and yeah, I didn't see it at the movie theaters. I saw it like cable, whatever. But a friend of mine said, yeah, that apparently they had different endings for different regions.
Oh, interesting.
Huh.
Yeah, they have them all. They have them all strung together.
Yeah, that's the one I saw. But he said, yeah, when it came out in the movie theaters, it had different endings for different areas.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, I didn't. I've never heard of that, but that sounds cool. But yeah, I like that. Where you, like it seems like some of Shakespeare's work is adaptable, and depending on your audience, you can kind of. I mean, it's acting, and you're doing it live, and all these actors probably work together all the time rehearsing. So maybe I imagine it's kind of like a comedy routine. Like if you're doing stand-up comedy, you read the room. You got to read the room, right? So like change things a little bit here and there.
Read the room.
Read the room. I mean, yeah, that is a big part of comedy. Is it's like, is this joke gonna land with this audience? Maybe and you can like hearing comics talk about it, like they can kind of tell when they're like veteran enough to like to tell whether this is an appropriate joke for that audience or not. I imagine acting's kind of like that too, especially like theater acting, where you might do things slightly differently depending on who you're performing in front of.
Yeah.
Probably even more true when like going back into antiquity, like at the end of Midsummer Night's Dream, they're performing for, is it the king?
Yeah. I forgot his name.
Um,
This is yeah the
yeah,
Yeah.
these I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, and then Hippolyte. I don't know their names, but they
Yeah.
just
but those are they specifically made that play for him, right?
because yeah they were getting married.
Yeah. So if they were to perform that somewhere else, it may not be exactly the same as when they're performing it for him,
Yeah.
So I imagine that was largely the case with stage plays, and that's probably more true the farther back you go, where it's like, okay, well, we're not going to do the offensive version of this story. Let's do the one that's going to land with these people because they might like run us out of town.
But one of the things that I liked that I actually thought was one of my favorite moments in this was when they were sitting in the palaces after they got married, and they're trying to decide what the entertainment is that they want. And Theseus is reading this, and the descriptions of what there's going to be. And the first one was the battle with the centaurs to be sung by an Athenian eunuch to the harp. And then he says, "Will none of that." It's just like, we're not. No, thank you. Moving on. Let's go to the next one.
Not
And
that.
it goes through the list is like, no, we're not listening to that. They get to this play and they're like, that sounds hilarious. We're gonna do that. And the guy and his sort of retainer tries to wave him off and say, these guys are terrible. And he's like, nope, that's the one I want. We're gonna be amused.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite scenes is with Hermia and Helena. After the two men had the potion put in their eyes, and they're both in love with Helena, and of course Hermia is like accusing Helena of stealing everyone's affection, and anyways, but basically Hermia's like saying like she's going to attack her, and Helena says, well, I've got, basically she said like, I've got long legs, I can outrun you. So,
He'll never catch me.
right, because there was a point like they were saying, well, like Hermia was being sensitive, saying like, oh, that Helena was calling her short. And Helena's like, no, it's just like, but I've got long legs, I can outrun you.
Have y'all seen Game of Thrones?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have not.
So you remember, I can't remember the actress's name, but it's Tyrell, the old lady, Tyrell.
Yeah.
She plays Helena in the 1968 film that we watched. And
Diana Rigg.
yes, yeah. She's so good.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh.
yeah, I'm thinking about her delivering that line. I gotta go back and watch that because it was really fun. But Yeah, y'all should definitely go check that out if you haven't seen it.
Yeah,
It was
I
really
haven't
good.
seen that one. Yeah.
There's a lot of really good Shakespeare film adaptations, and I think that's even among the greats, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, and they all have like a little bit of variety because they all kind of put their own time period into it.
Yeah, Puck was so funny too. Every time he'd pop on screen, he would like they did this. It's 1968, but they would like do this really cool thing with the film where like it would just be nothing there, and then it would just pop into frame. So like the cuts were just really shocking, and every time Puck popped on screen, he would like flick his tongue at the camera.
Oh yeah,
And it was so
in
funny,
a really weird way, too.
dude. And the little fairy kids too.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're hilarious. But I would be interested to see Midsummer Night's Dream as a stage play also.
Mhm.
That'd be cool. There's this thing they do, Drunken Shakespeare, where you can buy shots for the actors as they perform. I've been to one. I can't remember which one it was because I was also drinking a lot. I think it was Much Ado About
I've heard
Nothing.
people doing this. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been to one before and it was a lot of fun. We should all go to one of those one time. That'd be fun.
and how much you have to pay?
Yeah.
I think it was free entry. You just
No, for the shots. For
you
them.
buy them shots
Yeah.
and then they have to drink them. They probably there's probably liability. You can't make them do it. But it is definitely staggered in a way that it's like that everyone gets one person fucked up. Like
You just focus on
you're
one.
just picking on one person the whole time.
Yeah.
They're forgetting lines. It's pretty great.
Where do you
Yeah.
get fucked up?
Yeah, you gotta get fucked up.
Going back to the fairies like disappearing and stuff like that. The Christopher Moore book. He's got an interesting theory about what's going on with the fairies when they disappear. So,
Okay,
yeah.
we'll do that. Maybe if not sooner, maybe this time next year. Let's do that one.
That's the Shakespeare for squirrels.
Shakespeare for
Is that the-
squirrels. I don't know if you ever read any Christopher Moore books, but he's interesting. He's funny.
I don't think I
I
have.
really enjoyed that one. So,
every time you say that, I think of Alan Moore, which is one of my favorite authors.
Mhm.
oh, okay.
He did
Watchmen,
a bunch of comic
V
books.
for
Yeah.
Vendetta.
Yeah, V for Vendetta comic book version.
Okay. This guy has a lot of humor in his work. He's got I like him. Yeah. There's some that I like more so than others, but I did enjoy Shakespeare for Squirrels.
Nice. Well, we've been going about an hour. I think I've said all I wanted to say about Midsummer Night's Dream. I don't want to cut you guys off if you got anything else you want to add, though.
Good.
No, okay.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a short play. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, right?
Yeah,
It's
it could've
like
been worse.
there's a lot you can say about it, but it's pretty simple. It's not like what is the deeper meaning to this kind of thing. It's like it's pretty cut and dry. It's just it ain't that like you don't have to look into it too deeply.
Yeah, 'cause it's more like a parody of the plays that would do that.
Yeah, kind of making fun of Romeo and Juliet is a pretty funny move.
Well, because the last thing I will say is the funniest part for me is the part where after they do like their crappy play, they were gonna do like an epilogue, but then Thesis says, "No epilogue. I pray you, for your play needs no excuse. Never excuse for when the players are all dead. There need none to be blamed."
Mm,
I like that too.
that's awesome.
Kind of like making fun of like other tragic plays of like, yeah, if everyone's dead, then we're done. It's over. Let's
Who
just move on.
cares?
Yeah, let's just move on.
Yeah. Move on to the next thing. Yeah, it seems like he can kind of like it's funny to compare Shakespeare to South Park, but that's what I like about South Park too. Is they'll make fun of everyone, but they'll also make fun of themselves, right?
Yeah.
It's like, no, we understand that there's like we're not above reproach either. Yeah. Shakespeare is like it's like, oh, you liked Romeo and Juliet? Well, here's a play making fun of it.
Yeah.
Well, thank y'all so much for coming. Again, check out Black and Blue by Miss Claudia Ann Knight. This is out now. If I can get the glare to come off of it. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely go check out her book. Well, I'll if you'll send them to me, I'll put some links up at the in the video description.
I'll have to get Keith to help me out with that.
Okay. Yeah, no rush on that. And then yeah, check out Cassette Stress at India Luna on the 15th. And we all playing on the 28th.
20th is
Cobra at the Cobra.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I don't have a copy of it with me. I haven't gotten one yet. But we're doing Franny and Zooey by J.D. Salinger next month. Then if that interests y'all, you're welcome to join again. Yeah, that's what we're doing next month. That one is recommended by my friend Wendy Mitchell.
Cool.
I think that's, yeah, French. I'm sorry. Wendy French. But yeah, I was close enough, right?
Close enough.
But yeah, I've never read any Salinger. Kind of funny to me that the first Salinger I'm going to read is not
Catcher in the Rye.
Catcher in the Rye.
Yeah, I've never read Catcher in the Rye.
Yeah, me either. But yeah, well, that'll be fun. Thank y'all again so much for joining.
Thanks. Cheers.
And Alice, we'll see you next week.